So this is going to be another movie review. This one's called Braddock, Missing in Action 3. This is by far the best Missing in Action movie out of the series, the trilogy. So I finished Missing in Action, I finished The Happy Hooker, and I finished American Ninja. I watched the complete set of all three of those canon series. Pretty cool. I'm getting deep into canon right now, and I love this flick. So, it takes place during the fall of Saigon, 1974, 75, something like that. There's mass chaos. Everybody's trying to leave the country because they know the communists are going to take over. And Colonel Braddock's wife is Vietnamese. She's quite comely looking, as I mentioned in my last video. Even when she gets shot in the head, I mean, yeah, I can see why Braddock was married to her. But in any case, she leaves to go to the embassy to escape from Vietnam. She's got a passport and everything. Don't ask me how much she paid for it, but I'm sure it was a lot of money. Anyways, Braddock goes back to see her at her apartment. Her friend is wearing her bracelet. She can't take everything, so her friend takes her bracelet, and then she takes off to the embassy. On the way there, she loses her passport. It's stolen from her, and then Braddock goes back to meet her, and he thinks he sees her charred body because her friend is still wearing her bracelet, but the apartment got hit by a bomb, and so he lifts up the sheet to see the charred body, and he sees his wife's bracelet. He just assumed that his wife was charred, not her friend. So she can't get into the embassy. She doesn't have a passport, and Braddock thinks his wife is dead. But then about 12 years later, Braddock is sitting at a bar, bummed out that his wife is dead, and this reverend pastor, priest guy, I'm not sure, they call him reverend, they call him priest, the Vietnamese call him a priest, and he's got the white collar thing that priests wear. So I don't know, maybe he's part of the Anglican Church or something, I don't know. But in any case, he's running a missionary for Amerasian kids in Vietnam, which is kind of an interesting little subplot going there. I was quite intrigued by that, actually. The Amerasian kids who are trapped in Vietnam. I think PBS did a documentary about those kids. So it's a well-known fact that the kids there are enslaved under communism. These kids that were the product of U.S. soldiers and Vietnamese women during the Vietnam War, and they're stuck there. So they're living at the missionary with the reverend, and the reverend tells Braddock that his wife and his son are still alive in Vietnam. He doesn't even know that he has a son at this point. He doesn't believe the reverend dude who was in Lupo, by the way. 1970 Israeli Hebrew flick, which I disliked. probably hated it. I'd have to go back and look at my review, but he plays the Reverend. And at first Braddock doesn't believe him. But then he goes to the CIA, and the CIA kind of gives it away that they don't want him going back to Vietnam. And then all of a sudden he doesn't believe the CIA, and he wants to go back. That was pretty cool. And then so he goes into Thailand. There's some dancing there, no nudity in this one, by the way. Lots of explosions. And the one-man army scene at the Vietnamese prison camp was just absolutely incredible. Chuck Norris was so on point in that scene. I was just laughing the whole time at how he was just completely mauling that Vietnamese prison camp all by himself. It was just incredible. The slow motion machine gun. It was just and then blowing up those shooting towers. It was just nuts. This movie is nuts. And so getting back to the story, Chuck Norris goes to rescue his wife and his son. His son is detached because he's disillusioned that his dad took 12 years to finally get to Vietnam. He tries to explain to his son that he would have come sooner if he knew that his wife and his son were alive. And there's a rather touching scene towards the end where he says, I'm proud of you, son. I was wondering when I came here what you'd be like, and you're everything that I wanted you to be. And he says, I love you. So that was pretty cool. A little father-son making up for lost time. I wish I could do that with him, actually, but I'm on a rather restricted schedule, as it were. And I might even lose that if his mother files another request for order, and I have to cross paths with that belligerent, loose cannon Darth Vader judge in Robot City. But in any case, I could kind of relate to not seeing much of your son and then having a big reunion and reconciliation kind of moment. That was pretty cool. Nonetheless, so getting back to the story, so the General Quack, who's just completely nuts in this, keeps saying, Braddock, Braddock! Looks like he's going to bust a blood vessel or something. But General Quack captures Braddock's boat. They followed him. They saw him going down the river in Vietnam. It's actually filmed in the Philippines, but they're calling it Vietnam. And the kids look Amerasian. I don't know what about General Quack is Vietnamese, but he's supposedly talking in Vietnamese. I don't know the language, but anyways, they seize his boat. They shoot his wife in the head in front of his son and Braddock there, her husband, and they take Braddock and his son to a torture chamber. That scene was grim. The torture scene with Chuck Norris attaching the attaching the car charger to his neck and then turning on the switch, and then he's hooked up to some kind of shotgun that's pointed at his son. So if he lands flat-footed, the shotgun goes off and kills his son. But it's all a trick. because the gun's not loaded. And so Braddock and his son managed to escape. They go to his son goes to the missionary, where all the General Kwok promptly imprisons the Reverend and all the Amerasian kids at the missionary. And then Chuck Norris just goes to the prison camp where a young Amerasian girl gets raped by one of the Vietnamese soldiers. I think she looks like she's about 12 or so. Another grim scene there, off-camera rape, and Chuck Norris just goes on a rampage, as I mentioned before, the one-man army scene, where he just completely blows up and decimates the prison camp there. He rescues his kids and the Reverend, and they start escaping in a stolen truck. They go through the jungle, and they're getting shot at by a helicopter. So they travel on foot, and they find like a Vietnamese air base. Chuck Norris hijacks the airplane, and voila, they're at the Thai border. And then there's a big showdown between General Kwok, Chuck Norris, and his son. Pretty cool. You can pretty much guess what happens at the end. I'm not going to spoil it, but and what happens in these movies is missing action movies in terms of who's going to win. I mean, that's pretty obvious. If you don't know that, then why are you watching this channel? Anyways, yeah, this is by far the best. Highly recommended. Check it out. 5 out of 5 stars. I'll post the movie and in the description box, and I'll look for the trailer also. So look for that. And I misspoke in my last video. I said James Strom. I meant to say Steve James is in the next movie. What is it called? I keep forgetting the name of it. He was in the American Ninja sequels, and then he was also in Avenging Force, 1986. So that's the next one I'm going to watch. I'm going to wait for Candyman to arrive tomorrow, and maybe I'll watch a little bit of that. That's the plan. So yeah, I saw Kevin Cooney from Beyond Comprehension was wow, he ate all of them. Impressive. He must be hungry. He was posting a comment on my American Ninja 5 video. I turned my notifications on, but for some reason I still don't get them. At least I didn't see the one from Kevin Cooney. He's in a hip-hop band called Beyond Comprehension, probably my favorite hip-hop band of all time, even though they only came out with one album. It's just the most incredible hip-hop that I've ever heard. Lyrically, it's just nuts, like the kind of movie that I watch. But yeah, I like to watch Step Savage too. So yeah, that was pretty cool. I like Kevin Cooney, Step Savage, Beyond Comprehension. Pretty cool stuff. It's nice to know that he's a movie buff, and he didn't know anything about the American Ninja sequels. Yeah, so just wanted to throw that out there because I know he has a bunch of YouTube videos that I commented on. So it's been a while since I heard from him, actually. I think he forgot about me. But anyways, that's the end of my review. Laters.